Spurs bottle a 2-0 lead at halftime and get smashed 4-2 by Manchester City, who closed the gap on Arsenal at the top. Spurs, though, now remain 5 points behind top four, 6 points behind Manchester United, and Newcastle and United have a game in hand over them. It was as Spursy as Spursy do. City not in a good space. City not playing particularly well. A 2-0 lead where you then need to be defensively resolute, strong, hard to break down, difficult to beat. But City scored 3 goals in the opening 17 minutes of the second half and then essentially had Tottenham on tender hooks for the rest of the game and annihilated them. That's all it was. That's all it is. They annihilated them. You can't get away from it. They absolutely ripped them from pillar to post. And for me, it was it felt ironic at halftime. This Arsenal pressure was getting to City because they were crumbling. They were falling apart. And it was Tottenham, ironically, who were killing them off. They were almost ending this title race early, giving Arsenal this huge advantage. But then Spurs in the second, and I tweeted before a goal was even scored, at the beginning of the second half, do you think Tottenham will bottle it? 2 minutes later, it's 2-2. 16, 17 minutes later, it's 3-2. And in the end, Tottenham walk away with their tail between their legs, absolutely battered. Battered tonight. City fans booed at halftime because it was a very lackluster performance. KDB, Bernardo Silva, to name just two on the bench. City, I think, gave such a opportunity to Tottenham tonight, and they couldn't bring themselves to deliver. That is now 7 defeats. 7 defeats for Tottenham. And do you know what's crazy? You can only see goal difference on your screen. But nobody inside the top 12 has now conceded as many goals as Tottenham. The nearest team, the lowest team down that's got more goals conceded than Tottenham are Forest. Nottingham Forest in 13th position. In 13th position have conceded 34 goals. They have the worst defensive record out of the top 6 and the worst defensive record in the top half of the Premier League this year. This Tottenham team are in genuine, bona fide trouble. And when I say trouble, I'm talking about big team problems. They are not making the top 4 playing like this. You can't keep conceding with this regularity. You can't. And today was 4 goals. It's a lot, right? They're conceding all the time. And even today's second half performances couldn't save them. They couldn't save them. And I know Arsenal fans were excited at halftime. I'm sure they all were. I was on Twitter. Everyone was getting very excited. But as if you could rely on Tottenham to deliver for you. I mean, I got what I wanted out of tonight because I don't think Man United can win this league title. I think it's impossible. So everyone from 5th and below now, 4th and below really, because we're in 3rd. I want to lose every game possible. Man United have now got a 6-point cushion inside the top 6. Sorry, inside the top 4. So very, very happy with that indeed. And especially as so many Spurs fans only 2 to 3 to 4 weeks ago or game weeks ago were laughing at the idea of Manchester United being in front of them. You know what's crazy? They come at my club and say we're falling off, we're small. We haven't led a game at halftime and lost since 2014, home or away. So in our worst era ever, it's been 7 years, going on 8, since we've led at halftime and lost a football match. Look at you guys. Look at you guys. It's an embarrassment. Spurs fans should feel nothing other than embarrassed by that performance tonight. They should. And Spurs fans should be looking at everybody at the club. They should be looking at the manager because he spoke to him at halftime. He picked the team. He made the substitutions. They didn't come out fired up enough. Of course, they've got to look at their ownership and how much money is spent. But on top of that, Tottenham fans have got to start waking up and smelling the coffee. And the biggest Tottenham fan who's got to wake up and smell the coffee is Harry Kane. Harry Kane has got to get himself out. He has got to get himself out of that football club. And he's got to go now. He's got to go now. He has got to force a move away because, as a general rule, this man is far too good to be sitting there playing for this absolute, playing for this absolute clown of a football club. I heard Martin Tyler during the commentary say strikers' mentalities are different. They wouldn't give up they wouldn't give up all their goals for a trophy. Yeah, he wouldn't give up all 260 odd goals for a Carabao Cup. But he would definitely give up 100 of his goals to have 2 or 3 Premier League titles, a Champions League, an FA Cup, and a League Cup. And Harry Kane has got to get himself out. And I've been advocating for this for many years. Free Harry Kane. Free Harry Kane. This man deserves to be a legend of football based on his ability and goal scoring prowess. But he is never going to achieve it under the leadership of Enoch and Daniel Levy and with managers like Jose Mourinho, Conte coming into their club. That isn't because they're not great managers on their CV, but they're a match made in hell for Tottenham. They could have had Pedro Porro in by now, but they're dilly-dallying over a few £1 million. Tottenham Football Club will never, ever, never, ever, while there's City around, while Arsenal are here, while United are on the way back up, even though Chelsea are behind them now, they won't be for much longer, while Liverpool still exist, they are never going to go for a period where they're the best team. They're not even going to go for a period where they're in the top 2 teams in this country. They may not even go for a 2 to 3 year period where they're in the top 3. They just won't. And that isn't a dig at Tottenham. It's just where you are. And Harry Kane has got to get himself out. Harry Kane has got to be freed of this. He's too good a footballer because Tottenham fans will remember him forever. And that's cute and that's great. But the world of football will partially forget him. Football outside the Premier League will forget him because there isn't going to be a game or a video or a picture of him holding the trophy. There's going to be no moment of brilliance that led to a trophy, whether it be winning a league game, whether it be a massive semi-final goal, a goal in the final. There's never going to be a picture of that unless he leaves. And that's where real legacy is built. We'll remember him in the Premier League because he scored so many goals. I still remember Kevin Phillips. And that's because he had, I think it's Kevin Phillips or Calvin Phillips, one of the two. I said I remember him. I'm now getting confused by his name. But let's just say Phillips, Sunderland. 1 year as the Golden Boot winner in the 90s. I remember him still. I remember Ravanelli coming to the Premier League and scoring some goals. I remember the names of the players, but they ain't legends. They ain't legends just because I remember their name. It doesn't work like that. It is Kevin. I don't know why I thought Calvin. Who's Calvin Phillips is at City now. Was at Leeds. Sorry, my brain went to mush. But Harry Kane has got to get out. There's a prime club in Manchester on the way back up to the top that could do with him. And I've said it all season. We will win a trophy before Tottenham do. Of course we will. We've won more trophies than them in a decade of hell when they've had their greatest decade since Sir Bill Nicholson. And I'm not taking anything away from City today, but to be 2-0 up, City away or not, and lose the way they did is embarrassing. To concede that quickly after half time is embarrassing. And especially when your fans, some of your fans, have given it Billy bollocks every single day since winning the transfer window. Talking down to fans of clubs about their club who've achieved more in the last 5 years than their club has maybe achieved in its history. And they speak down their nose to everybody. They talk like, oh, we're this, we're that. And I don't mean it rudely to the terrorist Tottenham fans who generally all get it. It's the ones that walk around talking like they're Real Madrid, like they're Bayern Munich, like they're Manchester United, like they're Arsenal. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing to watch you do it. And you've been humbled again tonight. People have asked me all year, what's my issue been with Tottenham? Tottenham are a big club. But you disrespect the giant clubs who have built their legacy and history for over a century, who have more league titles and European trophies than you've had at dinners. And you laugh at them and you disrespect them and you act like you're bigger and better. And like we shouldn't talk about our clubs with any kind of confidence. You laugh at us for suggesting we might improve this year. But you're not laughing now. because you may be fifth. You may be fifth, but Fulham are coming for you because Fulham are a better team than Tottenham right now. Fulham are a superior team than Tottenham right now. They just are. And they are coming for you. We look at Tottenham's record. We just look at Tottenham's record in recent times. We just do Premier League only. That's 2 defeats on the bounce. Oh, they're playing Fulham next. If Fulham beat them, they go above them. They could be in sixth by the next game. They could, if Brighton also win, be sitting in eighth. But this has been coming because they've lost 2 on the bounce. They beat Palace. They're brilliant in the second half against Palace. They were beat by Villa 2-0. They drew with Brentford 2-2. Narrow win against Leeds. Beat by Liverpool. Narrow win against Bournemouth. Beat by Newcastle. Smashed by Manchester United. You look at their last 10, 11, 12 games. They've been woeful. And they've been telling you it will pass. It will be okay. It's the owner's fault. The arrogance of it. The arrogance of it. It's going to be 3 defeats on the bounce going into this weekend for Tottenham. And I've never been happier to see a team foul. I've never been happier to see a team foul. Because this is personal for me. The way some Spurs fans came for me this year, it wasn't just disrespecting my football club. One Spurs fan put my address online where my children live simply because I said I think Arsenal are better than Tottenham this year. Spurs fans were threatening to beat me up. By the way, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Because I said, I think you'll make top 4, but I don't think you'll be in a title race. These aren't even outlandish comments. These aren't even hot takes. How dare you disrespect us, Terry? We're Tottenham. Don't you know about us? Yeah, I do know about you. You're the biggest bottle jobs in the top 6. You have no Premier League pedigree. You have no recent history. 2 League Cups. 2 League Cups in a quarter of a century. And you chat to other clubs. You actually have the audacity to open your mouth and be disrespectful. Banter isn't disrespectful. Disrespect is. And there's a difference. You have the audacity to come and attack me. Me. Put my children's address online. And a lot of Spurs fans online, especially content goes, oh, that's well out of order, bruv. Yeah, but you were still streaming with the guy a few days later. You don't think it was that bad, do you? That's why it's been personal for me. I'm so glad to see him in the mud. I'm so glad. The goddamn arrogance of it. The goddamn arrogance of it. And no, I didn't fall out with my dad. My dad didn't put my address online. Like, my dad can take it. If I told my dad our Spurs aren't doing very well, we go, yeah, we're crap, son. Proper Spurs fans do. Proper fans of their club admit when they're bad. That's called real love, tough love. Oh, we'll be okay. It's okay. Oh, you're all capping, man. Shut up, you mugs. That's why I've got a lot of respect for expressions. He makes me laugh, but he knows where his club should be. He's got expectations up there. He ain't out here shooting at clubs that are bigger and better than him in reality. In reality. Clowns. Come in here. Well done, City, by the way. Well done, City, today with their win. It was one of them weird ones. When Spurs went 2-0 up, I was legitimately like laughing because I just thought, oh wow, City are going to throw this away. City are going to throw this away. They're going to crumble. It's done out here. But they came back and they were very good. They were very, very good in that second half, and they laid a marker down to Arsenal and said, yo, we ain't going nowhere just yet. Going to keep you on your toes. And they go up against, are they up against Wolves next? I'm not sure if it's home or away. I'm going to check now. I want to say it's at home. It is. So they will probably be 2 points behind Arsenal when Man United and Arsenal kick off on Sunday, which makes that game even more exciting. And it is what it is. And listen, Spurs, you're a big football club. Your fans want to win, you want to achieve, and I get that. Stop taking shots at other people when you ain't been. I could actually, if you won like 2 or 3 Prems in the last few years and a Champions League, then take shots. But when you've won nothing, and that's all that matters is winning trophies in the cold, hard light of day. Doesn't matter who's got the nicest stadium. Doesn't matter who's got the best net spend, which doesn't even exist. Doesn't matter who's got the best striker, who's got the best goal difference, who's got the best food at the stadium, whose grass is the greenest, whose training facility is the best. It matters who wins the trophies. That is it. And of course, Champions League qualification is important because it gets you into the Champions League to win it. And it does help, generally speaking, bring in more money so you can buy better players. But trophies are what count. They are pretty much the only commodity in football that matters ever. 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 We're going to share the link in a few moments if you guys want to come on and have your say. I want to speak to some people. I want to know what everyone's thinking and feeling on this one. We've got some super chats here. First one says, I've seen all season Spurs aren't making Europe. You know what? Like I predicted them too. They've been so poor, Tottenham. I didn't expect them to be this bad, but Tottenham are absolute pony. They're pony. Not gonna lie, as an Arsenal fan, if they were gonna throw a lead, I wanted it to be 4-2 because it's funnier than 3-2. Banter Club, Jamie O'Hara, where are you at? Is what George said. You're right, George. That they gave it the absolute big un all year, and it's fallen on they've fallen on their asses. Can't count on Tottenham to do anything. Yeah, why would you ever count on Spurs to do you a favor as a gooner? Even if they wanted to, it wouldn't work. Come on, Terry. Come on, Terry. So, come on, Terry. Are you surprised? It's Tottenham, and we are an absolute shambles right now. Yeah, Jerome, I am not surprised at all. I'm not surprised at all. It's just for me, and the thing is, though, you've got people like yourself and Cal and Orchie, young Daniel. I like you guys, Patrick. George, I like you guys. I like a lot of Spurs fans. I don't even hate your club. I'm more angry at the fans that came out shooting this summer, gave it the big un, and then came for me on a real personal level when I didn't agree with that they were going to be better than Arsenal. For me, it's reprehensible. Sorry, this says a towel between the legs. My man, they don't care in the slightest because the manager doesn't, and the manager doesn't because we are 3 weeks in and still 0 players in. You are, and just pay the goddamn money for Pedro Porro and get it over and done with, mate. I absolutely agree. General Stones, the best centre back in the world, and Mahrez in form. Mahrez being in form is dangerous. Legitimately, Mahrez being in form is dangerous for this title race because City's wingers have been out of form for a while and he's come back in. Luke Chadwick on the other side, he still, for me, looks very good doing very little, which will help him because he passes eye tests. But Mahrez, that's what a proper player does. It is the history of Tottenham. City had to win to keep pace. They did. The Spurs should have come out in that second half, nullified them for the first 10 to 15 minutes, and they would have won the game. That's all they had to do. That's all they had to do. If Brentford couldn't do it, Tottenham should be able to. Are we going to talk about the Mahrez performance? Yeah, just touched on it there. As I say, I think it was sensational. A little fortuitous with the goal, a little deflection and poor goalkeeping again from Hugo Lloris. But Mahrez was such a driving force in that second half. What he did to Perisic, I think, is illegal in 36 countries. And then Sessegnon came on. What was Sessegnon going to do? You know what I mean? It's like a waterproof tea bag. Useless. Spurs are a disgrace. Kane needs to get out. He does. Spurs fans that love Harry Kane should be advocating for him to leave. Why make him suffer with you? Advocate for him to leave, and at least you can get some joy watching him lift trophies at a club like Man United. At least you'll get some kind of joy out of Harry Kane. Then you really, really will. You'll feel better about it as well. Trust me, you really will. You've put Spurs on blast, worse than the result. Yeah, I mean, I'm talking more about the fans that came with the big one, but I hear you, bro. Why aren't people talking about the second half shit Spurs? But because Chelsea is bigger, everyone is on us. At least there's light at the end for us. Do you know what I'd say about Chelsea? Like, watch out for Chelsea with the signings. They've had a bid rejected for Caicedo. I think they're going to go back in for him again. Chelsea will finish above Tottenham this season. I said it on the Top 6 show a week ago. I mean it. Chelsea will finish above Tottenham this season. 110%. They'll finish above them in my view. Spurs should stop playing football and open a bottle factory. As a Man United fan, I'd take Kane right now. They had all that chest in the beginning. Now what? Bro, you're right. About Harry Kane, 100%. Like, I'd take that guy in a heartbeat. He's sensational. 45-minute FC at it again. It weren't even a good 45 minutes. They had a good 3 minutes, Tottenham, where they scored 2 goals and they couldn't hold on to it. When we get Orchie out and young Daniel and Jerome, I'm sure they're going to tell us what they think. Grealish was everywhere on the pitch, one of the better performances in a City shirt. Look, players like Jack Grealish will always be seen as good performers because they look good doing very little. It was a lot of step overs and drag backs and nice passing. And sometimes it will be like, oh, what a nice bit of skill. But then when you deep it, it's like, did he go anywhere? He just passed the ball back. What Mahrez did was penetrate. And Jack Grealish doesn't. He very rarely penetrates. And at the end of the day, if you wine and you dine and you buy flowers and chocolates and get consent and you still don't penetrate, there's a problem. Do you know what I'm saying? Jack Grealish, I'm not calling him Jack Grealish on terrace anymore, sorry. Luke Chadwick gets consent and still doesn't seal the deal. She's like, yes, go for it. I'm all yours. Take me. And it don't happen. Maybe he needs a blue pill. I don't know. The defensive manager could not see out a 2-0 gift. Absolutely. As much as I want City to lose points, I'll never cheer a Spurs win. Small team talk like big teams. I'm glad they lost. Come on, you gooners. Yeah, and do you know what's really funny? Spurs fans wanted to lose before the game. Or the ones that came on here did. Oh, yeah, we want to drop points to City. You know what I mean? It stops Arsenal winning the league. They were celebrating like mad when they were 2-0 up. Cap. If Conte is Conte living off reputation? He has been poor. I don't think he's living off reputation. Conte, when he's unhappy, is dangerous and he's not getting what he wants. So he's in a bad mood, and he's in a bad mood. The players are in a bad mood. It isn't going to work. So when you have Conte or Jose as your manager, you either give them everything they want or don't have them there at all. They're all or nothing managers. Tottenham, shit Spur, or dare I say, a bottle Spurs is what Goodwin's got to say to us here today. Adam just says Spurs with some laughing emojis here. This is from Zeus Mode that says they have conceded more than Wolves, West Ham, and Everton, and have so much putting their defenders in combined 11s with Arsenal, joke club, and fan base is what Zeus says. I know they would choke as soon as Terry posted that Arteta photo, Bottle Job FC. I remember they said that this is sustainable, guaranteeing trophies. Liars. That's the biggest claim. And when Jules and Patrick are back on here, they said it was sustainable. And anyone who's at a pragmatic manager where you're not playing well and you're scraping results knows it isn't sustainable. Performances are so important, and Spurs don't have it. The only way to turn their season around now, Tottenham, is to sack Antonio Conte and bring in a more progressive manager. Bring Poch back as an example. Thomas Tuchel's available. I think that's what they've got to do because they've actually got some decent players still, Tottenham. Not world class, but they're better than the results they've been getting. They've been getting beat by teams and outperformed by teams with lesser players. That's a coaching issue. Terry, Spurs will never know their place. They are all far and no poo. Love the show as always and still backing my Gunners to win the league. Come on, you Gooners, is what Michael Crane has got to say here to us tonight. Look, I'm going to bring out my panel now, people. I know you're all waiting very, very diligently for them. We're gonna rotate it a little bit. We're going to bring out Brandon, who's a Gooner, V, who's a City fan. We're going to bring out young Daniel. We're going to bring out Jerome and Orchie. We're going to have a full panel on the show tonight to have their say. Kane should go City. Darren, that's not going to happen now because of Alvarez, who's brilliant tonight, by the way, and of course Haaland, who ended his 3-goal drought with a goal, with a 3-game drought with a goal tonight. Harry Kane should go to Manchester United. Kane should do a Teddy Sheringham, leave, win cups, and come back to retire. George and Patrick are deluded. Arsenal are not Spursy, but keep hoping, is what TZ has got to say here. Listen, everybody, hit the like and the share button. Make sure you're subscribing to the Football Terrace before you go any further. Let's get this stream past 1,000 likes. Let's get that done, people. Time for my panel now. Let's do this. Actually, I'm looking for a button. I can't find it. Here it is. There we go. Welcome to the show, gentlemen. Commiserations, Tottenham fans. Congratulations, V, who's here as a City fan. I want to go to young Daniel first. Another capitulation, another bottle job, another defeat, and I'm glad. I suppose you're glad you're back in America and didn't witness that in person.
Listen, I have had absolutely enough with these clowns. You know what THFC stands for? Tottenham Hotspur Footballing Circus, because they're all a lot of clowns. Every single one of them. Every single one of them. We go 2-0 up. 2-0 up. We have 45 minutes to defend. 45 minutes. And these players that get paid to millions to defend can't defend. They can't do the thing that they get paid millions to do. It's a disgrace. Hugo Lloris with that third goal. The ball's in your first post. They teach 4-year-old goalkeepers that. That's the first rule of goalkeeping, to cover your first post. And you can't do that. We are a joke of a football club, and we're always going to be bottlers. We're always going to be bottlers until we get rid of this ownership. This ownership is an absolute joke. And anyone that's saying Conte out with all these individual mistakes on display, that first half was Conte ball. That first half was Conte ball. Then we go 2-0 up, and he says, all right, lads, we're 2-0 up. 2-0 up against Manchester City. Defend. You have to defend for 45 minutes. Can you do that? Yes, boss. They go out and bottle the bag. They bottle the bag. I have had enough with all of these clowns. Emerson Royale, he's the thing with Disney where when you go on the line and you get the fast pass and you can skip the line. That's what Emerson Royale is. He's the fast pass. So you can skip the line when you go against him. When he's marking you, you can just skip the line. It's an absolute joke, every single one of them. Every single one of them. And I had enough with all these fans saying Conte out. I've had enough with all these fans saying Pochettino in. Is not going to solve the problem. The overall problem is Daniel Levy. We have had managers after managers after managers after managers after managers fail at this football club. It's not on the managers. It's not on the managers. If we were as ruthless as we are on the managers, we would have won millions of trophies by now. It's an absolute joke. Put the blame where it should go. The players and the board. Conte has won trophies all around the world. He doesn't have to prove himself. They have to prove themselves. They haven't won crap. They haven't won absolute crap. And for when it goes to Harry Kane, I love him. I absolutely love him. But please leave Tottenham. Because if you want to win trophies and you want to become the striker that you have the potential to become, you need to leave Tottenham Hotspur Football Club. And you need to go to either Manchester United or another football club. But you need to go. You need to go to become a legendary English football striker. I've had enough. I've honestly had enough.
Dan, you're bang on about the Harry Kane bit. He has to go and move on. I mean, it was another terrible performance. Jerome, how much do you agree with what young Daniel had to say there?
Totally agree with him. There's nothing else to say. Daniel, how old are you?
14.
14. Look, let me tell you already. I'm 40. I've been supporting this club for a very, very long time. And what you're suffering right now, that's been years, over 30 years for me of suffering the same as you. What I'm going to tell you right now is you're still young, man. Choose something else. No. Choose another team, because all you're going to get right now from them is suffering. That's all it's going to be. I'm telling you right now, because first of all, we've got owners that will never put us where we should be. We will never be a top club with Enoch at the end. Trust me, it's never going to happen. The only cup we ever got was from a manager that almost got us relegated. This is how good our owners are. Just remember, the cup we got was from a manager that almost got us relegated. So yeah, that tells us already what kind of owners we've got. And it's not good, man. I'm telling you already, Daniel. You're still young. If you want to support another team, no one's going to blame you. No one's ever going to blame you.
Listen, because I say this because when I come on the show a lot, the whole comment section goes, Daniel, you still got time to pick another club. I've picked Tottenham Hotspur, and this is my football club until I die. However, I will not settle for mediocrity, and I am going to London to protest soon. I'm going to London to protest soon against these owners. They have to go. They have to go. And any Tottenham Hotspur football club, if you want to win trophies, if you want to put Tottenham Hotspur on the map, also protest. Also, everything you put on Twitter, put Daniel Levy out, put Enoch out, and get them out of this football club. It's a joke. It's a joke. As you said, Jerome, one trophy in 21 years, and it was a Carling Cup. It's changed the name by now. It's actually changed the name by now. It's a joke. It's honestly a joke. We have to get these owners out. I'm not going to change clubs, though. This is my football club until I die. But it's mediocrity. It's absolute mediocrity.
It certainly is. It certainly is. In terms of the game, Orchie, What went wrong for you? Because you had a 2-0 lead.
Mate, I
Relatively.
know. Like I promise you, I was not even. I mean, obviously, I was happy, but I just knew that I thought City are going to go in. Guardiola's going to put a rocket up all of their asses, and then they're going to come out and they were going to absolutely blitz us. And I just know that when you got, you know, when you got Emerson Royale, when you got Dyer, when you got, Davies, as much as he might be a very nice guy, these guys are all past their sell-by date. And some reason this season, or especially the last couple of months, and Lloris as well. I mean, he's definitely dipping seriously, worryingly at the moment. And I just knew, the one shining light I thought today, especially in the first half, obviously you saw the difference that Bentancur makes in midfield. In a lot of the gameplay, I thought we handled the first half all right. We weren't amazing, but we weren't poor either. And then again, and to be honest, recently, Conte's decisions, and I'm just thinking, with his selection, like against Arsenal, all right, not Sessignon, Bissouma. Like, why do you not start with Bissouma? Why did you not start with Perisic? And okay, today Perisic in the second half as well, he was shocking. But in the first half, he wasn't too bad. It's just, everything's just going wrong at the moment. But I completely agree with, ENIC has been there for a long time. And I think a few weeks ago, we were on this, we were on another chat after a game. I think that we lost. And I don't know. I don't understand what, at the end of the day, look, a manager gets, at the end of the day, like Conte, if he kept losing and losing, he loses his job. Whoever he is, it doesn't matter what manager it is. If they keep losing, they're going to lose their job. Well, Levy, he's been at that club for nearly 20 years now. And what 22. Is, at the end of the day, what is every year at the end of the season, he must also get, by either Joe Lewis or ENIC or whatever. And what is the requirements for him? Is it just making money? If that is the case, then we're fucked. Excuse my language. But it should be for a club like Tottenham. If you're investing all that money in a training ground, to have one of the best training grounds in club football, to have one of the best stadiums in club football, and then you bring in a manager like Conte, what the hell are you doing? Obviously, the point should be to win something. And if you're going to win something, look at what Bowley's doing. He's already spent, nearly 200 million? And, and that's exactly what they need to do. They need to go out there. And we said this time after time after time. They need not bring in players for the future and all this kind of thing. You need to it clearly hasn't worked for us over 10 years, 20 years, whatever, 30 years since the Premier League has started. You need to change. The definition of madness is doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting a different outcome. It's clearly not working. So you need to either sell the club. You've already brought Tottenham is one of the best run clubs in the world. Definitely. It makes a ton of money. So it can't be that difficult to sell it. If you're not going to invest, if you're not going to go and blow, then you need to hand it over to somebody else. Either sell it to the Saudis or whatever, or or the Qatar people or whatever. But if you're surely now, the point of Tottenham Hotspur should be, now that you've got the training ground sorted out, now you've got the stadium sorted out, because before their excuse was, all right, we had White Hart Lane, which was 36,000 capacity. And with that, we cannot compete with the big teams because we don't have the income. We don't have whereas you don't even have that excuse anymore. You've got one of the best club stadiums in the world. You've more than doubled your, capacity. There is no more effing excuses. You got, boxing going on there. You got NFL. You got Lady Gaga and Guns N' Roses having concerts and stuff. You are making a ton of money. And so you need to now put your hands in your pocket and buy some players, support Conte. And if it doesn't work, all right, fair enough. But at least you can say that you tried. But I think this is why I think all the Spurs supporters need to get together. And I think definitely we need to absolutely kick ENIC in the nuts. We got to go out there, it's so annoying. It's so frustrating. The window's closing in 10 days. And like you said, we're, obviously Conte wants Porro, right? Go and fucking get, it's 45 million euros. That's 38 million pounds or 37 million pounds. Pay the fucking money, get that guy in so that we at least sort out.
The crazy thing is, Archie, you've paid more than that in the last couple of years in managerial redundancies, if that makes sense. It is a shambles, and it comes from the ownership first. I look at Conte as well, and for me, I'm saying, I tweeted it the other day, not like some inside knowledge nonsense. He's getting sacked and/or the contract isn't being renewed, which means the rest of your season's a write-off because Antonio Conte, he'll sabotage. He'll speak out at turning press conferences. He'll fall out with players. And it also means Harry Kane ain't signing that new deal. And you will end up having to sell him in the summer. And so even some of the people like journalists connected to your club and intermediaries are starting to slowly talk about that. So it's going to be very, very interesting indeed. This super chat here actually says, Kane leaving, Son dead, Cooley will not stay, midfield shambles, defensive shambles, keeper shambles, manager shambles. Spurs have not seen the worst of it yet. The downfall has just begun. And it could get worse this season because at least you were in and around top 4. A couple more defeats in the next week or two, you could be sitting 7th, 8th in the league, legit. Let's do some more of these super chats. I want to speak to Brendan, of course, V here from a City point of view as well. I've never in my life seen a fan tell another fan the truth. Find another team. You're young and still have time is what Israel has got to say here. Levy is rich but not wealthy enough to compete with these breed of owners. Nearly his entire net wealth is the value of
It's not
Spurs.
Levy though. It's Joe Lewis.
Yeah, Joe Lewis. He's only a 20 to 25% owner. Joe Lewis is. I mean, I'm just going to Google it now. Let me just Joe Lewis.
The guy's a serious billionaire, mate. The guy's a serious billionaire.
Joe Lewis is worth 6.5 billion. But the thing is, also, if you look at the organization that Enix's valuation is, it's a bit like with like the Fenway Sports Group. If you look at them as Todd Bowley's not. I don't even think Todd Bowley's I think he's a billionaire. But I think he's only worth 2 or 3 bill. But the consortium's worth more. Spurs have got enough money. This is the irony of it. Even the billionaire owners and state owners can only pump £35 million a year in of their own cash. All billionaires can afford £35 million a year. They can all afford it if they want to. If you've got 6,500 million in your bank account, you can. It's like if I've got 6.5 grand cash, I can pay £35 for something.
Yeah.
Like, that's the equivalence of it. It's pocket change to these people, and they earn that back in a year easy through, the world and whatever they're doing. It's a nonsense. No billionaire is poor. Let me just say that. No billionaire is poor. I want to say, KJ is going to be joining us in a minute. Brandon, what are you saying, bro?
I'm extremely disappointed in myself tonight, Terry. Extremely disappointed because at halftime, I was getting ready to come on and give you a little rendition of Queen, We Are the Champions. But, I forgot completely that this is Tottenham that we was relying on. You know what I mean? And that's no, to the lads that have, shown up tonight and came on, but they are a shambles. They are a complete shambles, and their fans know that. And, but what I can't get with Tottenham is this whole, we're a big club. You haven't won nothing. There's nothing there to say that you are a big club, apart from you got a brand new stadium and a brand new training ground. If I was Tottenham, I would be looking for my next manager right now. Antonio Conte is not the answer. Yeah, he is a short-term fix to a long-term problem. But to me, it looks like your football club just does not have a plan. They really don't. And they better get one together real quick, because as Terry's already pointed out, I don't see Harry Kane being there in the summer. I don't see Antonio Conte staying. In fact, I'd even say this right now. Kulusevski, if you have anything about you, you're a top player, why would you stay at Tottenham and endure the pain that you're about to endure? Because you are going to endure massive amount of pain at Tottenham unless things change. And that is just the reality of it. Do you know what I mean?
He just got there, though.
Sorry?
He just got there.
He just got there.
I know he's just got there, but look,
Jesus.
a football career is short. A football career is short.
So you're saying a mass exodus.
I'll be honest with you, mate. Once upon a time, I was about 24, and I moved in with this lovely young lady. After 6 days of living with her, I knew I couldn't do it anymore. I had to leave. So I moved in, I signed a tenancy agreement, but I had to get out of it. I went to that estate agents and I begged and I pleaded and I borrowed and I broke that contract and I had to leave, my friend, because it was toxic. She hit me with the chain of her bag because I fell asleep one night. It was mad. I had to get out. She beat me.
A lot of you will agree as well, right? Kulusevski is too good for Tottenham at the moment. He is. It's that
100%.
simple. Kulusevski could walk into most top 6 clubs right now. He could. The guy is that good. He would waste himself staying at Tottenham. He would just end up being another Harry Kane if he was to stay there and win nothing. And I feel bad for Harry Kane as well, because it's like he is one of the best strikers like to ever grace the Premier League, but he hasn't got that trophy cabinet to show it. And when you haven't got that trophy cabinet, it kind of becomes irrelevant. So Harry Kane, once again, if you're listening, come home, bro. We know you're an Arsenal fan deep down. Come home.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing. All right, I see it now. All right.
No, yeah, there was the method to that madness, and you said about the trophies. It's very true, and I want to quote a very famous line from Whitney Houston, and it's "I have nothing if I don't have you," and that's how football fans think about trophies, and it's very true. Without them, it is what it is. Brandon, I appreciate you coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it, mate. Top man. Thank you. KJ jumps in and joins us now on the show. Before we go very quickly, I want to speak to V quickly because big turnaround by City tonight. We have to say, City did well to turn it around.
That should have been what we were talking about from the jump, but I get it. We got to address Tottenham potentially playing spoilers and giving life or extended life to Arsenal and hopes to United, but I get it. And I said it in the chat while we were hearing from the Spurs fans. This game is the absolute perfect reminder for the EPL, for the Premier League. Perfect reminder. Because many had goldfish memories of what City and how we're built. They were quick to dismiss us with the form that we've shown, rightfully so, poor form. But to say that this season is off, the pressure of Arsenal has caused this, our manager Pep doesn't know what to do. Haaland is the reason for the problems. All of this is the reminder, because this was against Tottenham, Spurs, Conte, 2 goals up. This challenge put in front of this series of players was absolutely amazing. It reminded not only Tottenham, Spurs, but everyone else. Every rival was reminded of what City is and are and will be. This is a marathon, man. We're not even at the half point yet. This battle is going to continue. We're not going anywhere. We want this 3. We want 3. KJ, Terry, I've only seen you 2 do it. I want it as well. This 3 is going to be tough. I know it's difficult because only you guys have done it, but this is what we're going after. And I enjoy this challenge that Arsenal's bringing.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it's Manchester City. We all know what we can do. We all know what we've done. We've been crushing Liverpool like the year before. Yeah, the sub bench. I'm like, I saw the bench. Kevin De Bruyne, like Diaz still sitting. I'm like, geez, you can just bring anybody you want. That team will still challenge no matter what.
Mate,
City good in that second
City is
half.
still my favourite. I've got to be honest with you. I recognise Arsenal and I give them full credit. They are far exceeding everybody's expectations, even their own fans. But there is such a massive chunk of season left to go yet, and obviously, I'd love it if they failed, if they effed up. But pretty soon, we're going to have again 2 games, 3 games a week coming up, FA Cups, Europe. Back-to-back games, Premiership games. Do you know what I mean? All it takes is Partey to be injured, Saka to maybe go off a bit of form or whatever, like Martinelli has been. Martinelli hasn't been that great recently. And so Saka to lose some form, and then Arsenal are going to start, drawing and losing games again. And then
it's a long season. We still got 18 games to go.
So I don't, as much as, enjoy it, I completely understand. I mean, Arsenal fans have suffered for the last 3 years with Arteta, and even when Granit Xhaka is having such a season, you just know it's freak. It's a freak season. It's a crazy season.
You got to ride it till the wheels fall off.
Exactly.
But let them enjoy it. They have been brilliant. They have been brilliant this season so far. But will they be able to sustain it? I don't know.
What are you saying, KJ? What are you saying?
It's a shame we started talking about City because I need to bring it back. I need to reel it back a bit.
Bring it back.
I need to say this, yeah. How dare you guys, you Spurs fans, how dare you question your ownership. How dare you? How what?
Wait, what?
What? Wait a minute.
Let
Wait,
me
what?
finish what I'm saying.
Wait a minute.
Let me finish what I'm
No,
saying.
let him
Listen,
finish. Let him finish.
how
Let him
dare
finish.
you? Because how ungrateful that you guys, with these owners who have given you one of the best stadiums in the country, in Europe. Look at all the sponsorship deals, the revenue they've given your club. Look at all the concerts they're bringing to you. Look at you. The fact that you've even got Antonio Conte, you've had Jose Mourinho. The fact that you've even been in the damn conversation for top 6, a club like Tottenham, and you want to go in on the owners. How dare you, ungrateful fans. You see your club, yeah? Sometimes teams can't even afford their flipping wages bills for their players. Some teams don't even survive the flipping winter. Some teams can't even buy a player for more than £1 million. You're out there spending, what, 50 M's on Ndombele? You're spending 40 M's, 50 M's on Kulusevski, Bentancur. All these players that you've bought, they've given you Kane, they've bought you Son, and you're there to complain. How dare you, ungrateful people? You guys have no divine right for trophies. Who are you guys? Oh my days, I am in shock. You know what? Do you like the sound of that? Let me just ask you the answer. This, do you like the sound of that, of what just said? Yes or no? Just explain, yes or no. Do you like the sound of that?
Not one bit.
No. You know why?
Not one
Because
bit. Coming from someone who's been complaining about his ownership, not one bit.
Guys, let KJ finish.
Yeah. You see why? Because I have no damn right to tell you guys how to complain or feel about your ownership. You see what you're going through now? That is what Man United fans have been feeling. And no, everyone's going to be like, but you guys do X, Y, and Z. That doesn't mean niche. When you have a disconnect towards your owners, you have a right to protest. And I support you guys. I'm saying this because people love to chat crap when Man United are complaining about the owners. Oh, but you only do it when you lose. You only do it when this, but you spend X, Y, and Z. But it's not about that. It's about how the club is ran. You guys know that you guys are ran for a business. That's all you, and you guys know that. But for winning football games, you know there's ownership is not good enough. So I would never, in all seriousness, that was me being satirical. In all seriousness, I would never say you guys are in any wrong for doing what you're doing. You should be doing this. Daniel, young Dan is right. All three of you are right about the Enoch and the owners, and you should be doing this more. But if I ever see any more Spurs fans ever say that we Man United fans are damn ungrateful, I need to remind you the position that you're in, the fact that you guys even can try and speak to us, the levels of our clubs is absolute golf. It's a disgrace that you got fans like George trying to chat to us. George is my boy, but man likes to chat too much. Remember who you are, man. It's a disgrace. Remember who Spurs are. Go back into the cave. Start protesting properly. None of this banjo man and man with a flipping superstore bag. None of that. Protest properly. Let's get these guys out and let's actually have good football owners in our English Premier League. That's all I wanted to say, man. Keep doing what you're doing, but never chat to Man United about the owners ever again, please.
Do you know what's really interesting about what you said there, KJ? Is you're right, because you'll get owners at the clubs that don't have as much money as, you know, the irony is Tottenham's owner is actually wealthier than the Glazers. Glazers are worth about $4 billion. He's worth about 5 to 6. But obviously our club's bigger in terms of revenue and they spend their club's money, but they spent it badly. Everyone moans about us moaning about our owners because we spend so much money. But the irony is the Spurses and the Arsenals and the Liverpools spend more than everybody else in that echelon below them. That's the irony of complaining about owners is I guarantee you Leyton Orient fans wish they could spend as much money as you guys do. And then I bet you there is some Conference South team that wishes they had as much money as Leyton Orient. But that's why it's not about, you have to look at things pound for pound and listen to why fans are actually moaning. And I get what you guys are saying 100%. Like, I think there's a problem with Conte and he's got to go. I don't think Conte is the reason you are where you are, though. That two things can be true at the same time because I think the relationship's already gone, in my personal view. So it doesn't matter whether they stay as owners or new owners come in. I think something new is needed. However, do I think if you brought Poch back or Tuchel in, that's going to make you Premier League title contenders or winners of the Champions League? No. You'll be the same as Man United. The reason I'm actually excited about our progression right now is because I know for a fact our owners are leaving. I wouldn't be as excited if the Glazers were here for the long term because I know at some point they would pull the rug from underneath the project. Young Daniel, what are you saying, mate?
Real quick, for me, when it comes to the owners, I'm not mad about how much they spend. What I'm mad about is what they spend it on. What they spend it on is what pisses me off so much. The recruitment these last few years have been an absolute joke. An absolute joke. We throw money, yeah, maybe we back managers. Yeah, you could say that we bought Richarlison for 60 million. Yeah, we bought Ndombele. But the players that we buy, they're not good enough. We've been linked, like in the last few years, with midfielders, attackers, and we're trying to buy those players. We need a damn center back. We need a center back, and we need a right wing back desperately. We're haggling over 2 million. We're haggling over 2 million. And then you go out and get a right wing back that Conte didn't even want. And Terry, for me, when it comes to getting a new manager, any manager can come in. Pep Guardiola can come to this football club, and we still won't win crap. We still won't win anything.
No. You're going too far. You're going too far.
No, he's not.
He
though.
won't.
He's not. Though. He's
No,
not.
no,
Though.
we're
'Cause
not.
look
He's
what
not. He's right.
Pep. No. Let's be serious now. Look what Pep walked into when he went to Man City. They prepared for him. They got the people that they knew would work for him.
Yeah.
Go in there, work with him, and then boom, look what you've done. Success.
And
That is why.
And
That
year
is
one,
why.
and year one, what did Pep win?
No, he didn't win anything.
Nothing.
And then, so this is the point we're making. And you've got rival fans have got to listen to others when they talk about it. Tottenham's owners and Man United owners in that situation wouldn't have let you replace the 2 or 3 flop signings you'd already made. You'd have been told persevere for 2 or 3 years with them.
I disagree.
No, but you can't disagree because that's literally what our clubs do. Like you
No,
can't disagree with what happens. What we're saying to you is, we have no idea if Pep was told you've got to stick with those fullbacks from year 1 for another 2 years, and you can't have Edison, and you've got to stick with Claudio Bravo. Do you really think you'd have done Centurions the following season?
No, but my point is you can't put Pep in the same category as those other managers. The same way we just talked about City prepared for Pep coming in. When Pep talks, the club's going to listen, right? That's the point that I'm making. If Pep came in there and said, this needs to change because I want to be successful, the same way Conte and some other managers want to bite their tongue and not say anything, that's different for Pep.
No,
He's going to get results.
The V. I'm
Wait
sorry,
a
I
minute.
can't believe I'm
I
doing
don't
this.
think, I
for
don't
Spurs
think Conte
fans.
bites his tongue, mate. I
What
think
I say?
probably-
Conte biting his
Yeah.
tongue. Are you flipping mad,
Okay,
bro?
okay. Not Conte, but Pep is going to get what he wants to succeed. He's
No.
earned that trust. So if there is a
You're telling
one-off
me
flop,
league
they know
winner-
that the
You're telling me
Go ahead.
multiple league winner Conte hasn't earned the trust of a football board? Come on, you
Don't
are
put Pep in the
spoiled.
same- Don't
V,
put
because
Pep
you've
in the
got
same
literally
category as Conte.
the
Is what I'm
greatest,
saying.
probably one of the best run football clubs we have ever seen, like hands down.
Mhm.
So with these bad owners, it's a different kind of listen, I'm telling you, Pep, Klopp, and flipping Fergie could all be at Man United or Spurs, and those owners still would not give them what they wanted.
And Fergie even said it. Fergie covered for them publicly with the whole there's no value in the market. It's why you guys got Aguero. Like we were the front runners in that, and we didn't want to pay the money because there weren't none. But listen, V, I do get your point, V. We were about to bring on Alex, the Spurs fan, but he disappeared. He might come backstage. I've got a lot of super chats to get through here. Let me just do these.
I'm dipping as well.
All right, bro. Cheers,
I'm
mate.
ready.
Thank you.
Yeah,
This
thanks,
is sacking Conte will make little to no difference. I hear you in the long term. I definitely get you on that, Cal. This one here says, how do you concede 3 goals in 12 minutes with 5 defenders at the back? Yeah, catastrophic defending that. Feels good to spend £5 just to have Spursy flash across the screen. Conte in, Levy in, ENIC in. Oh, and Kulusevski is not staying at Spurs after this season. He was I thought he was very good again today, Kula. I'd like him at United. I like Kane as well. This is a little shopping trip down to Tottenham. Listen to the OG. Daniel, do yourself a favor and choose another team and save yourself from aging before your time, is what Daniel says. Bowley just entered the chat after hearing Spurs fans say go to a club for trophies. Yeah, it's shameless but not wrong. He was in a space the other day, Todd Bowley. That was mad. Spurs fans are delusional. They choose to support a club that doesn't win anything. ENIC and Levy have made Tottenham relevant around the world, except that you are just a Premier League team, and that's it, is what O'Malley has got to say to you all today. He says you're deluded because you didn't pick a team that wins. I don't think you're deluded for not picking a team that wins. You pick the team you pick because you fall in love with them. I feel the pain of Danny.
Funny. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, go on, Jerome.
No, it's funny what people are saying. Like, ENIC has made us relevant. Tottenham has only been relevant for the past 5-6 years.
Wait, Jerome. Oh, we're relevant! Yay! I
Now, to be honest,
I can't
it's
with
like
these people.
for the past 5-6 years, because of Poch, because what we've been doing in the
See, but
league.
Tottenham have always been a big club in England. Like, let's not twist it. Like, I know that not you guys are from England or you're young, but they've always been a big club here. But they've just been on that echelon down. However, like, you were like the first club in England to do a double. So, like, years back, you did things
In the
before anybody else.
60s.
Yeah. So what I mean is, you've not just become relevant. Tottenham have always been a team. They've always been a big team with a loud fan base. In terms of competing for the top four, yeah, that has been
Yeah.
5-6 years, no doubt.
But what I'm saying is that
80s
in the
Tottenham.
Premier League era, for the last
Forget
5-6 years, this is
The
when
pain's
we've
been
been
real.
like
Yeah, the
like
pain's
a
been real.
little bit relevant, because during
Okay.
all this time we've been like mediocre 12, 10.
Redknapp kind of started off because Redknapp got us into
Yes.
Champions League
Yeah,
first, but then
Redknapp,
and then
yeah, and more
then Poch kind of took it to another level.
And Redknapp was a better manager. Redknapp won you a trophy, you know. So he won you the League Cup, didn't he? Redknapp?
No,
Who was the manager that won you the League Cup in 2008?
Ramos.
Was it Ramos? Oh, sorry, it was Ramos. My apologies. Oh, no, he won the
He almost got us relegated.
He won the
again.
FA Cup with Portsmouth. That's what he went with. Sorry, my
Yeah.
brain had a little moment there. More of the same at Shit Heart Lane, please. Is what I said there. Man saying this is a reminder. No, this is the history of the Tottenham. Ten Hag's son says I wouldn't take any of those bottlers at my club.
Is that Terry? Who would you take from Spurs?
He's already said Kane and Kulu.
I would take Kane and Kulusevski. Like every other position, we've got better players in. But Kulusevski's top class, and Harry Kane's one of the best number 9s in the world. The rest of them,
I bet you wouldn't mind Bentancur as well.
Kulusevski starts.
No,
You'd have him start.
We don't need Bentancur. We've got Casemiro.
Yeah, but he's aging now.
Yeah, but Casemiro is aging.
Maybe Bentancur.
Like,
Maybe Bentancur.
Just take the lot.
This isn't a freak season for Xhaka. He's finally playing the correct position and now thriving because of it. Cope Spursy. Cope is what Garrett's got to say to you, Orchie. You forgot the NFL games and boxing fights as well.
Every Arsenal fan wanted Xhaka out of that. Come on, like, be real.
Yeah.
Arsenal fans, be real. You wanted Arteta out. You wanted Xhaka out. You wanted a few people out. But fair enough. Credit to you.
Yeah.
You stuck with the man for 3 seasons.
And
then obviously you're getting the results now this season, and well done to you.
And we're joined now by Alex, big Tottenham fan. What are you saying, bro? Another disappointing defeat, another embarrassing day to be a Spurs fan. What are you saying, Alex?
Okay, I'm only coming on to make one little message to people and the Tottenham fans. The gift on giving as well. Conte, you need to walk, mate. You need to go. You need to go now, mate. You know what I mean? It's done. It's finished. And the thing is, though, this is not to blame. Conte's not to blame. This is not the blame. And if you don't know, get to know, because I've said it on my channel. Because Mr. Box Office is back. The main event is back to make himself known on this channel. Because all the waffle I've heard from Tottenham fans saying, "Oh, he hasn't got bats. He hasn't got bats. He's got bats. He got all these players." No, he didn't get back, bruv. He didn't get back at all. He didn't get back to those 2 rejects in January, by the way, which I've said since January, by the way. Alex THC, if you really want to know, my channel, by the way. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like I said, we need to refresh, restart, and repeat that. That's it. Simple. It's done. You know what I mean? I know it's not going to happen. Kane needs to go. Song needs to go. You know what I mean? Song just looks nowhere near the player that he is at the moment. Kulusevski's obviously going to go off as well. And please do not tell me we're going to get another reject from Chelsea again, Tuchel. No. I'm tired. I was at Arsenal when Arsenal actually bang average against us just on Sunday, by the way. Yes, I did say that a gal. You know what I mean? Who's what's his 5 minutes of fame, like I saw pathetically last week. You know what I mean? You know, so I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. He needs to go, and it's not Conte's fault. But I'm sorry. Then the last thing I'm gonna say right now: we are not winning any trophies with this ownership. Period. Yeah. Now that's what I've got to say. Now leave it to Terry to say something stupid.
Alex, I want to hear
That's how
you.
you make. That's how you make yourself known on the football channel, bruv. That's how you make yourself known. That's what I've done, bruv. You know what I mean? No one
Alex.
beat Mr. Box off. If that's what I need to say.
So,
My days, Alex.
Alex, I just want to ask you a few things about what you said there. Firstly, did you just say Harry Kane's got to go?
Yes.
Why? I'd
He's
love
got
to
to
know
go.
more about that. Why has
Bruv,
he
he
got
needs
to go?
trophies. He needs trophies, bruv. He's not going to get trophies at Tottenham.
I agree.
Bruv, how many years has he been at Tottenham? Yeah. The reason why he was so upset after he missed that penalty, which I knew he was going to miss that penalty, it's not his fault because I knew he was going to miss that penalty. It's because he knows he's sitting there thinking, when is it going to actually happen now? You know what I mean? After a conference league, which we bottled it last year, by the way, because everyone was going on about, oh, we had such a great season last season. Oh, yeah, we had such a great season. We bottled it in the conference league last year. Yeah, that's why we had one game a week. We got 2 rejects in. Yeah. And then who's fit most of the season? Oh, yes, it was Harry Kane and Son. Yes. Oh, yes. So if Kulusevski, because we had these stats about, oh, look at Kulusevski's stats about creativeness, the FIFA's enthusiast, yeah. If Mora and Bergwijn were in that team, other than Kane and Son, you wouldn't have those creative statistics, wouldn't he? You know what I mean? So this is the thing.
Can I ask a
Going
question here?
over the top again.
Well, I'll come back to you in a minute, V. I also want to ask you, you want the manager out. You know it's not his fault. You don't want Chelsea rejecting Tuchel, Champions League winning Tuchel. Who do you want back? Who do you want in the manager?
I know where you're leading with this. No,
Do you want Pochettino back?
No. This is where you need to listen to me, Terry, yeah? That time is sold. We should never have sat Pochettino. Again, people that say that I'm tired, which I'm not tired, by the way. I missed the main event, if you want to know. You know what I mean? So, like I said, Mr. Box Off, if you want to know. You know what I mean? So, like I said, yeah, right? I'm sorry. I don't want Pochettino back because there's no point. There's absolutely no point. Listen to this, Terry, yeah? You get a manager just won trophies wherever he's gone, and he's gone to Levy and Levy says to him, you know what, mate? I know you've won trophies, yeah. I know you've won trophies, but can you do it the way that we do it? You know what I mean? Because this is the way we do it, yeah. Conte's sitting there thinking, what? You're paying me the money, yeah, all this money, and you're telling me to do it the way you've done it. And how many trophies you won? How many trophies you won? Done it that way, doing it that way, by the way. None. And this is the same thing that happened with Mourinho. The same thing that happened. You know what I mean? You said, and I'll give it credit, you said to me when the first time I debuted, you said, if you don't do what Mourinho wants, it's not going to work. Look what happened. And who won the Conference League last year? Oh, our reject manager. Again. You know what I mean? Everyone's going over the top. And by the way, Terry, you're like the honorary Arsenal fan on your channel, by the way, because you keep on going and banging on about Arsenal. I've been watching you, bruv. Don't worry, I've been watching you. Not like that, by the way. You know what I'm talking about. Anyway.
I wondered who that was looking through my bathroom window the other day.
Oh, don't be cheeky now. Don't be cheeky now. Don't be cheeky now. Don't get your 5 minutes of fame on Mr. Box Office time, bruv. Don't behave yourself now. Behave yourself now. I'm back, you know. You know I can bang you know.
I'm getting 5 minutes of fame off of you on my channel.
Yeah, because everybody knows that, bruv. Yeah.
But what I will say, Alex, is this. Like, I agree with what you're saying about Conte. I said the same with him. If you don't give him what he wants, it fails. Who do you want to come in as manager? And who is the guy that you think could take you to that next level?
Unfortunately, I think he's gone. I think it's Potter.
So you don't want any Chelsea rejects, but you want Graham Potter.
No, but the fact is, unfortunately, he's gone. That's the thing. I don't know who's going to take in charge because until Prodigy goes, who's not a Dom, by the way, he's overhyped. He needs to go as well because he's just pathetic as well. I'm sorry, you know. And Paul Mitchell's better than him all day long, and even Steve Hitchin, which I had to take some humble pie on. Yeah, like we need somebody who can play good football, who's going to do what we need to do and start again as well.
I do like how you've changed your mentality because we had many fights on it, Alex, before where you argued consistently that trophies weren't the most important thing, and now
Terry,
like,
that's the different. Sorry to interrupt you, but that's
what I really like about you is this growth. You know, the education that I've given you in football.
No, Terry. How long have I been off in football, Terry? No, sorry, I just need to cut you off there because I'm sorry. That's wrong. Sorry, that's wrong. No, that's wrong. No,
Really?
No, because things have changed. Things can change. Yes. Okay. That's not technically right at all. Right. Things do change, and things have opened my eyes with this manager. Because,
Me,
like,
Terry
no,
Phillips.
no. With this manager, have I been on the football terrace for a long time, bruv? No, I haven't. So you can't tell me
You
you're going to
haven't.
give me
You
any
haven't been
lessons,
on the.
bruv. No.
You haven't been on the football terrace, but we had those arguments. And the second element is you're in our group chat, so you hear from me every day. What are you chatting about? You're in my group chat.
Bruv, bruv, you don't even answer your phone, bruv, let alone bloody talk to me,
That's
bruv. Anyway, you don't even know what my name is, bruv, and that, you know what I mean? So what are you talking about?
I'm the king. I'm the king. I'm the king. I don't sit in
I'm
there
the king, bruv. I'm Mr. Box Office, bruv. Bruv, do me a favor, yeah. Do me a favor. Get me on your top 6 show, and then we can negotiate, bruv. You know what I mean? My time's ticking like Conte's contract, by the way.
KJ, have we got a space on tomorrow night's top 6 show? He's backstage, KJ. Let me know. If we've got a space on tomorrow night's top 6 show, I'd be very happy to have you on there, Alex.
And maybe I could banter the Arsenal fan that's from AFTV. He's trying to make himself famous, by the way. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, he's not
You
on the
know?
show. Jessica's on the show.
Oh, Jessica, I'm going to be nice to her. She's very nice. She makes you look good, by the way.
Yeah, I get you.
Right,
Listen,
there's enough bantering now. But
it's all right, Alex. No worries. I'll see you in the morning when I have a shower, I assume.
No. You're going to clip that now, aren't you? You're going to clip that now, cheeky. Oh, my God.
Garrett says, if Kane was to go to a club in the Prem, who would be the best case for Spurs fans?
Chelsea. Chelsea's going Chelsea.
Where would you most like him to go if he's joining a Premier League club?
I like him to go out the country, but you said it yourself that the best scenario is going to be either Man United, as far as I'm concerned at the moment, because he's going to stay in the Prem, isn't he? He's a homeboy. He's a homeboy.
Coming to Manchester.
Yeah, he needs trophies. He needs trophies, Terry.
It's gonna be like Michael Carrick all over again, and that's been a long time since we took Carrick.
And I'll tell you what, even Kulusevski and Bentancur are going to go as well, because to be fair to them, they're not going to waste their time, are they? Let's be honest here. Romero, they don't care. They want to win trophies. They want to win trophies. You know, I'm sorry.
Sarim here says, Mr. Box Office over the king. Never forget that. It says you're bigger than me.
That's enough banter. It's enough bantering. I've got to be respectful. I've got to be respectful.
I know you're only playing, mate. And I
know. I've got to be respectful now. You know?
Matt here says Terry ain't a gooner. He is a realist, and sometimes the truth hurts, and even more being pointed out by a neutral man thinks he is the star player. Chill.
bruv, come back with another banter, bruv, man. Honestly, bruv.
Alex turned up thinking he was Harry Kane, but he's really Oliver Skip, bruv. Do you know what I'm saying?
Is that the best you could do, bruv? Oh my gosh, honestly, he just wants his 5 minutes of fame. Honestly, he's got the zeros, I've got the lingo. Honestly, I can't believe it, bruv. Honestly,
I'd rather have my
sideshow started to talk up and started to make himself known. Honestly, Man United started to get something going. Like, oh my gosh, I just need to get a gown on now to banter him out the building now, bruv. Oh my gosh,
you're funny, bruv. I don't even know what you're talking about. Listen, I want to say to everybody that's tuned in a massive thank you. We're back tomorrow. Fan channel review first thing in the morning. Transfer news. Well, there might be breaking news that might come out first, but transfer updates in the afternoon. And then 6 p.m, the top 6 show, building up to Liverpool versus Chelsea, which I think we've all forgotten happening this weekend. And of course, probably the biggest Arsenal-Manchester United game in many, many years. There could be a 2-point gap between City and Arsenal before that kicks off. So we're previewing that from 6 p.m. tomorrow. Brilliant panel going to be there for you. All my guests tonight, all my super chatters tonight. Thank you very, very much indeed. Another one just came in actually. It said strikers always flop at Chelsea. Kane won't score again if he goes there. That's true. Come to Manchester. That's what we're saying. Listen, until next time, everybody, take care of yourselves. Look after yourselves. Young Daniel, Jerome, Orchie, V, Alex, KJ, and Brandon that joined me tonight. Thank you all very much. Take care. Goodbye. God bless. And I'll see you all again very, very soon.